Robbie, is that one of the best ways to win a game of football?
Well, yeah, I mean, they say that no two halves of football are ever the same. Well, I think that's really evident today. I'll cover the game a little bit. I thought first half we were shocking, really, really poor. Didn't enjoy us one little bit. Players were reminded at half time with what I expect, and we can talk about tactics. Maybe I slightly got it wrong first half, but that doesn't stop the desire and running and competing, and even just the basics of passing the ball to each other. So words were said, and fair credit to the players. What a brilliant second half, took everything on board, actually were a really good version of ourselves, and probably in the end deserved to win the game, because I think even though both halves were, Hartlepool's was obviously first half, ours was second, I think we actually created a lot more opportunities in that second half than they did first. I think there was another goal from the corner. I don't know how that's offside, but it took a fantastic strike from our captain, didn't it, last minute? And you're right, there's not many better ways to win a football game.
What for you changed at half time or going into that second half?
Have you got a bleeper on that? What did I change? Obviously tweaked the personnel a little bit, and that's nothing to do with Corey, who we took off. Corey's been excellent for us, but I just felt that we needed Owen to move back into the middle of the back three. Ibs has been training very well, and he deserves some minutes on the pitch, so credit to him as well. But it was just almost a mentality change. That's what it was, and like I said, the players took on the message, and like you say, all credit to the players. That's it, because I've been in those situations before. It's not easy. It's not easy when you're in a bit of a slump and to motivate yourself. But like you say, Hartlepool gave us a lot of problems first half, and we stuck in. Didn't concede the second, which would have been a killer for us. And like you say, second half we were superb, weren't we? Really, really good.
Just looking at that first goal, it was a really good move as well, wasn't it?
Great. Yeah, and this is what we work on in training, trying to roll out with the wide players and from one wing back to the other. It's brilliant football. Really, really good goal. So you've got a fantastic team goal and a brilliant individual goal to win it. So yeah, everybody's really happy at the minute. I've got to be honest, I can't get the first half performance out of my head. It's still in there, still on my mind, but that's football. I'm sure come a couple of hours time I'll reflect and think, yeah, well done, great win.
I know you just touched on that disallowed goal. Then was it for offside against?
Yeah, offside. Yeah, I'm not sure. The guys have said it they've seen it back. It's not. It must be really tight if it is. Obviously, referees come and spoke to me. But yeah, sometimes you get them, sometimes you don't.
The scenes at the end were fantastic, weren't they? From the crowds to the players on the pitch to the staff on the sidelines as well.
Yeah, I think Owen was the only. I think I was the only person Owen didn't celebrate with, so I'm a bit disappointed with that. He seemed to do a lap of honour, and I saw him hugging a couple of babies and kissed them on the head and all the rest of it. But it's emotion, isn't it? I think it's emotion from being a bit frustrated with ourselves during that first 45. Emotion from me at half time. But sometimes it's good to play with emotion. As long as it's on the right side of the line, it's good to play with emotion, and I thought we saw that second half. And for all the criticism I'm sure we rightly got in the first half, I hope people saw a fantastic reaction and showed what we can do.
There's a couple of changes to the starting 11. One was Gerald Dawson, he missed out completely as he picked up an injury.
Yeah, unfortunately on our training ground he rolled his ankle. Yesterday he's had an X-ray. It's in a bad way, but the X-ray was clear. But he'll be missing for the rest of the season. So that's, I think, six key players out. So that makes today even better, really, because Max Taylor comes on. Max isn't ready to play in the first team really yet. Certainly not to start. So he comes on. You see Jim playing like Paolo Maldini, stepping into midfield, but unfortunately cramps up. So yeah, walking wounded. We're fortunate now we've got a little break before the game at Exeter, so we'll be able to rest those tired limbs.
Do you expect to have anyone back for those last 3 games?
No, nobody. The only decision we'll have to make is Ethan, because we can recall now, I believe, from his loan at Spennymoor. So we will probably look to do that. Ethan's getting a great experience there on loan. They're pushing for the playoffs. But it gives us an opportunity potentially to have a look at him as well. We know what a good player he is. I think he's growing into senior football there, and it's something that we might do.
Sort of gives us a big lift on it going into the last 3 games, obviously. But what's sort of the thought process now going into those last 3 games? Is to try and see what we can do and how high we can finish up the table.
Yeah, I think I don't know what other teams' budgets and things like that are, but I think we're probably slightly above where we should be right now. And I always felt that I had something in mind of where we'd finish. We're not there yet, so that's the challenge to the players. But the other thing is, we don't want to feel after any game the way we felt at half time, and I don't want to. And the change room is absolutely buzzing after the game, and obviously being me and realistic and miserable after time, I just remind you can't feel as ecstatic now but as disappointed as you at half time. You know, if we work as well as we can, we've got a good team. So the challenge is 3 tough games, by the way. What can we get out of them? You know, what can we get out of them to get a bit of momentum going into next season?